In addition to Jimmy John's coming in, the Quiznos team coming in, the CEO of Potbelly coming in the day we opened. After we opened our first and second franchise store in 2005, we opened them back to back. Literally, one opened one day, the other one opened the next day. So our second and third stores were open Valentine's Day weekend of 2005. And during that time, there was a conference going on called COEX. And I was down in Miami. And I was at this conference. I brought my girlfriend at the time, Courtney, who's now my wife. But we get an interesting hallway rush, and it's the president of Kellogg's Foods. He comes up to me and he says, "Jeff, I've got somebody on the phone who'd like to meet you." And like, this is odd, who wants to meet me? We just opened our third restaurant. This is, we're barely a drop on the radar. But the person on the cell phone was Fred DeLuca, the founder of Subway. So you can only imagine what a little 3-store franchise can be thinking about the huge 800-pound gorilla of Subway. But Fred DeLuca wanted me to come down to Fort Lauderdale to have a conversation. So we told Dave with Kellogg's, the president, sure, that's fine, we'll go down there. And Fred graciously sent a car to pick us up, drive us down from Miami to Fort Lauderdale to take us to his boat. And his boat is called the Subconscious. And if you know anything about Fred DeLuca, he is a very, very smart individual. He did talk about our bag and the fact that it was a point of conversation in his company called Doctors Associates multiple times at his boardroom. And I thought that was interesting, that Subway would spend time looking at a little, he didn't even know we had our second and third store open, at a little 1-store sandwich chain. So at one store, we captured the attention of Fred DeLuca with our bag and our brand. And here's a guy that's genius calling our bag concept genius. So I think that compliment's not to be taken lightly within the brand. So it was a 3-hour cruise. The weather didn't start getting rough or anything. It wasn't a tiny ship. So, but what Fred, I felt he was doing was just saying, look, you're on the right track, stay focused, you can have a long career ahead of you. And he pointed out some of the things he did in his 30-plus, 40-plus year career at Subway. He started I believe it was some kind of lawn service or a hair service, and it didn't go so well. And I think what he was trying to tell me is that if you focus on this, you can do great things. And that to me is a bit of wisdom, and I can't thank Fred enough for bestowing that on me. And I've seen him at conferences, and we've been at dinners, and he's at the next table over. And Don Lasky was with me recently in Chicago. Fred leans over to our table. We have 6 people from Wich at our table at Gibson's in Chicago. Fred has about 20 people over at his table, and he leans over to me and he says, "Hey Jeff, are you getting any secrets?" And I lean back. I go, "Hey Fred, it's the other way around." So, anyways, it's fun, to have guys like Fred looking at your concept, the whole sandwich industry come into your brand when it's still, really less than a year old. So, I think we instantly garnered the attention of the industry, the sandwich industry, and now we're winning that same type of vibe with our customers.